Well, we're going to talk about hockey, and not because something amazing happened, something tragic happened. And feel I need to step in on this and talk about it because, as you can see behind me, I have an Oilers jersey. The Heritage Classic between the Oilers and the Flames happened this weekend. But a tragedy struck over in the UK for an ex Pittsburgh Penguin player, Adam Johnson, and it's absolutely tragic. It's not something I thought I would ever see in my lifetime. It's not something I've heard about in a very long time. A skate from the player named Petgrave came up and caught the Adam in the throat, and unfortunately he passed away. It's scary because I remember last season Patrick Kane for the Oilers had someone step on his hand with their skate, and it actually severed quite a bit of his hand, and he needed surgery. He was out for weeks. Skates are sharp. I used to sharpen them at a sports store that I used to run, and yeah, they're very sharp, and they're instruments. I always think back to Happy Gilmore, where Adam Sandler said he once took the skate off and used it as a knife, and these things are sharp, and it's very tragic to hear of this. Now, what's going on behind this is absolutely appalling. I am seeing nothing but outrage, and I have to say it's these things, they shouldn't happen, but they do happen, and unfortunately rules are paved in blood, and sometimes this is where it goes. I work in the trades, and a lot of the rules that we follow today, people paid the ultimate sacrifice with their lives, and that's why we follow the rules that we have today. The Elite International Hockey League, I believe, is what they are. They're taking steps here, talking about putting on neck guards and stuff like that for this to never happen again. And a lot of people are saying that Petgrave actually aimed with his leg, and I have seen the video through and through. I've seen it several times now, and I gotta say, I honestly believe it's a very, very freak accident. However, there might be something more that comes from that, because I believe part of it was premeditated to take the hit on the player. So now you come into the realm of where does this go? Now, before I get right into this, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Yes, this is a little bit more of a somber video. I am a hockey, I love hockey. I've grown up with it. I grew up with the Oilers in the dynasty age of the 80s. That was where I grew up, and in all my time I've never actually seen a hockey player get killed like this, or I can remember it. And it's absolutely horrific. The Elite Ice Hockey League is coming to terms with the events of Saturday night, and the terrible news that was published on Sunday morning. We would like our fans and global hockey community for their thoughts and wishes to Adam's family, friends, and teammates, as well as everyone involved in Saturday's game. The Elite League can confirm the games scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday have been postponed, so they've stopped the league. They're postponing it, and they're moving forward. They're taking time to process what is going on with this situation. Now, this is where it comes down to. I've seen a plethora of people say, is this accidental? Is this not? It is really tough to say. The player that was involved is a goon. He, in all intents and purposes, he is a goon. He has one of the highest penalty minutes of this, and unfortunately he's going to take a brunt of this. And but I gotta feel for the player, because no player in the history of the game goes into the game saying I want to do something like this. I don't believe that. I believe players are there to play. They're playing at an elite level. They're playing at a much higher stake, and you're not randomly going to go around and try and slash someone's throat out. I don't see that. The motive behind that is just not there for me. NHL player Adam Johnson, this is from Wokeness, 29, died on live TV after Matt Petgrave slashed his throat with a skate. It's more he lost control of his surroundings. He made contact with the player before this happened, and when that contact happened, it sent him into with his leg up in the air. I've slowed it down several times. I've looked at the clips several times. I can see he makes a change in his trajectory, causing snow on the ice. You can see him slow down from the snow that flies up on the ice. And then he makes contact with the player. You can see here in this part right here over the arrow for the play button. You can see that is where he makes contact with the player before he makes contact with Adam. Right? That contact is enough at the speed they were going to send them into a pirouette. And that's kind of what happened, right? It looks really bad. Like, he goes through him, but he's not balanced at all. Like, he hit both his skates left the ice for this. Like, he has no contact with the ice. He is in midair. So this is more like he's flying through the air. There is absolutely no way in my mind, I think, that this player intentionally sat there, raised his leg at throat level, because he made contact. Like, right at the start of this clip, he actually makes contact, and you can see his and down here at his legs, that's snow, that's ice flying up, right? That means that he's slowing down, right? And then if you speed this forward frame by frame, you can see he clips the player here. From everything I can see here, they're going to have better angles of this probably in the rink, right? This is very grainy, and he's into a pirouette. He doesn't have control of what's going on here. There is absolutely no way in my mind did he raise his leg at this point to intent to injure. I believe he was slowing down, and he was going to attempt a check on Adam. When I see this at full speed, he makes contact here, and it sends him into a pirouette. That's all I can think of. I've looked at this so many times. I don't know if he toe picked and it sent his leg up. I don't know if he clipped skates there on the ice, but he does go in to make a check on this player, and it makes contact, and it sends him into a pirouette. What do you guys think? This is where I am. I think a lot of what's going on right now is online. The online outrage machine is taking control of this way too much, and I think it's kind of simmer down. Let's pause. Let's step back. There is a police investigation in the matter. Someone died in the middle of a rink. Of course, there's a police investigation. When here in Canada, in the States, when someone dies in a workplace accident, which would be what this would be considered, the police are involved. It's plain and simple. Now, this is a high intensity sport game where people are playing hockey. You move at high rates of speed. Things like this are not completely unheard of, but in my knowledge, this is the first time I've heard of someone actually getting their throat slashed. Probably back a long time ago, before we wore helmets, before we wore pads, before pucks going to the face of goalies. There was probably people that were killed. But in this case, right, they're looking at adding neck guards now because of this. And is that going to prevent a death? Possibly. It's really unfortunate that it's at this point. But the media quickly declared this a total accident, but many viewers and expert hockey players are not convinced. Honestly, when I first looked at it at normal speed, I wasn't convinced, because at normal speed, it does look like he makes that gesture. However, when you see the slow motion, you can see he does make contact with the other player, and that sends it, and you can see the snow on the ice, and it does pirouette him. I don't know where this is going to land. The police investigation is going to have to look at this one. They're going to have IN lawyers, because they have player associations, they have lawyers for this type of thing. There would have been waivers. So is anything going to come out of this? You probably will actually more likely see Matt Petgrave here announce his retirement before they say charges are pending. Now, involuntary manslaughter, this type of thing, it depends on where it is. I don't know what the rules are going to be here in the UK, because this is not in America. This did not happen in the NHL. This happened in the EIHL over in the UK. The rules are completely different. I don't know where they're going to land, and I don't know the rules of that. So hold your horses. Let's step back, let the police do their thing, and let them decide to see what they see. I honestly, when I first saw it, I thought he was intentionally doing it. I think he was going to try and take a check on him. That's why he was slowing up. But freak things like this do happen in the game. And let's simmer it down. Like you can see here on the side, you got murder and manslaughter. And they're all trending with sports. It's settle down. Settle down. Thanks for watching. I'm your Prod Canadian Phoenix in a Shadow. I'm signing off here.